Assalamualaikum and good greetings. So today we'll be watching a video titled Ricky Gervais on religion for 10 minutes straight. I think this will be like a compilation from different sources. So maybe some of the clips I have watched before, because I have watched I think 4 different videos of Ricky Gervais on God or religion. Without further ado, let's watch.
I was told when I sort of started breaking America to not mention I was an atheist.
Really?
Oh, first thing I did. First thing I did. Why? What am I going to do? Imagine not doing something because people hate you because of what you are. It's the Book of Noah, the children's edition. I actually got this awarded to me when I used to go to Sunday school every week. I believed in all this till I was 8. St Agnes Sunday School, presented to Ricky Gervais, R-I-K-K-I, for regular attendance. Not even for being good at anything, just for turning up. Right? He's always here, give him a prize, he'll be back. Thank you. I want you to take 2 of every kind of animal with you into the ark. 2 lions, 2 tigers, 2 elephants, and so on. I'd like to...
I assume that's exactly in the Bible, that 2 of each. Because in the Quran, we have the story of Noah and you know, the ark, the boat, the ark. But there's no mention of such thing, right? So, you know, I think when he make fun of the possibility of those, it's specific to the Bible, because I assume it's literally written in the Bible as such.
I like to talk about science and stuff, and sometimes facts annoy people, and the facts that people, creationists who believe the Earth is like 5,000 years old,
6,000 years old.
Sorry.
Now, so is that the definition of creationist? Because is creationist specific to young Earth creationist, or creationist? Because to me, I would assume creationist is those who believe in creation, and that is not bound with, you know, specific concept of creation. Is it 6,000 years or, you know, a million years? Because is that in the Bible? I think it is, right? That specific time. And of course, Islam, we do not believe in that specific time.
Sorry, my bad, right? I like to say things like, happy birthday Earth, 4.6 billion years old today, okay? There's still a thing about, I better not say I'm an atheist, it'll annoy my mum or dad or granddad or school. There's still that. So you do that. Some of it I do it as an intellectual pursuit, because someone asks me a question, I'd rather give the right answer than the wrong answer. I'd rather tell the truth than lie, because it's easier, you know? I think the big thing, people think I run into churches and go, it's all bollocks. I don't care, you know, but if I'm asked if I believe in God, I'll say no. I mean, you know. Then God bent the bow of his anger, and the rain came flooding down, covering the earth with water. It rained for 40 days and nights. The flood water rose higher and higher until it covered the tops of the highest mountains. Every living thing was drowned, except Noah and the animals in the ark.
So yeah, that's another thing. Is that specifically mentioned in the Bible, that every living thing, you know, was drowned or was covered in water? Is that specifically mentioned in the Bible? Because I think those kind of details is what being normally, from what I've seen, is being mocked by, you know, certain scientists, certain atheists, etc. And of course, I cannot relate that much when I listen to that, because in the Quran we do not have that kind of things. But my question is it specifically, literally mentioned in the Bible, or that comes from outside or after?
And the fish.
You know, where did the universe come from? God made it, which doesn't solve the problem for me, because we straight away say, well, who made God? And if they say, well, he's always been around, well, let's just say the universe has then. Let's just cut out the middleman.
And they couldn't get their money back.
That's not scientific, right? Meaning, thinking about that, just I know he's just pointing out, like, from the angle that he sees the problematic, but the way he address it, meaning just taking it, you know, on face value, it's not scientific. Just cut out the middleman. It's not scientific. That meaning, if you know, the universe is shown, or logically from what we see or what we know, is shown to have a starting point, then you cannot just say that, why don't we just say it's have always been around. You cannot see that.
The airlines were saying, no, we can't pay you because the insurance companies won't pay us because they're saying it's an act of God. What isn't an act of God? If you believe in God, that's sort of a definition of him, isn't it? That he does everything. He's all-powerful and he's everywhere. He invented everything. Before he was around, there was nothing. He invented time, space, everything. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's come from Christianity, the act of God, or just the way people refer to natural phenomena. You know, like you know, flood or hurricane or you know.
Okay, so he's across it all. Nothing happens by mistake. No, he's not absent-minded. A volcano going off isn't like him going, oh, I left the oven on. That doesn't...
Someone believing in God has never bothered me. It's what do you do with it? If you start saying to me, I know, I love this prophet or that prophet, and I love God, I go, good, fine, yeah, and I do this, and I believe that, great, yeah, put it. And I think we should throw homosexuals off buildings. Well, no.
You know, I read the stories in the New Testament about what... I thought it was brilliant bloke. Well, that's the way to be. Be like Jesus, you know. And I remember I was doing the Bible studies and stuff, and my brother Bob came in, who was 11 years older than me, so he was about 19, and he just went, why do you believe in God? And my mum went, Bob, and I knew. She was trying to shut him up. And and that was all that happened.
This is atheism in a nutshell. You say, there's a...
Now, things that happen to each of us is unique to our own experiences. It doesn't in itself say... Meaning, for example, if you come from a religious family that do not entertain question, do not entertain logic, etc., it doesn't necessarily mean that the religion is as such, right? So that's one thing. Second thing, I think it is unfortunate, talking from a Muslim perspective, that Muslim parent, including I'm a parent right now, right? You know, basically Muslim population in general that become parent is not equipped to, you know, encourage these questions and let's discuss, because the truth will come out, right? So if we're truly convinced that Islam is the truth, obviously any discussion that we encourage will lead to the truth, right? So I have confidence in it, so I'm not sure why. I think the main thing is we are not equipped. We cannot answer some critical questions. Not we, I'm saying in general, right? Hence we try to avoid, and that gives the impression to the young kid growing up that the religion do not entertain question. Hence, so that's a big problem, I think, from my observation.
God, I say, can you prove that? You say no, I say I don't believe you then. So you believe in one God, I assume?
In three persons, but go ahead.
Okay, so you believe, okay. So, but there are about 3,000 to choose from that have been, you know, people believe in
I've done some reading, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So basically, you believe in, you deny one less God than I do. You don't believe in 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in just one more.
Right.
You know that.
So, and that one I'm not commenting here because I have already commented in the full video with him and Stephen Colbert in that particular clip in recent videos. So if you are interested in my comment on that particular clip, feel free to watch that one.
They do it for good reason, I think. And religion's greatest trick wasn't making people believe there was a God. It was telling you shouldn't ever ridicule the idea, that it was sacred to question this dogma, and of course it's not.
Now I want to study that scenario. Okay, so God is angry.
Now, in terms of questioning God, to question the existence of God, it's a must, I would say, because otherwise you wouldn't scrutinize the question and reach to the conclusion of the truth, right? But after you have acknowledged that, you know, that's God and this is the teaching of God, and then you want to question why did God teach this, after you have, you know, it is proven that this God exists and it is also proven that this is the teaching of God, then is where the question of quote unquote do not question comes about, right? Meaning that is it within that context, do you have any right to question God when you do not know things and God knows everything, right? But if you take that out of context, as if you shouldn't question whether there's a God or not, etc., I think that's false, that's wrong, and that shouldn't happen, because then you will, because if you just simply believe there's God, the whole thing is not built upon a strong foundation, a strong structure, because it's just, you know, I don't know, I just believe. So the whole thing, you just believe and you do not know what's the foundation. It's very different. Then this is it is proven God creates everything. It is proven that this particular teaching is from God. Of course, you have to demand those proof. Of course, once you reach that point, then of course you know that, of course, God, in commanding us this, you know, He's all-knowing. Then, you know, there must be a wisdom behind it, even if I could not see it now.
With mankind, he's fed up with them, they're wicked, right? He's going to wipe them out and just start again with Noah and his wife. He's angry with the animals too, for some reason. So, two of it. So two animals on the ark at the moment, 10 million more animals to go. 10 million more of those, okay? 10 million of them to get on there, just 2 on there at the moment. Look how much room they're already taking up.
Now, just seeing the illustration of this storybook for children, I can get the humor.
Third capacity. What's it going to be like on there when these 2 fat get on?
The thought of death is very final for you. And for me, as a good Irish Catholic boy, it's the start of something new and glorious. For you, that's it.
For me, it's the end of something glorious, so I have to pack it all in. But, you know, I'm not depressed about it. I don't want to die any more than anyone else. And I think there's a strange myth that atheists have nothing to live for. It's the opposite. We have nothing to die for.
You have more to live for.
We have everything to live for.
All women become like their mother.
So that's the thing, right? If you, because I find it odd if, you know, from anyone who, from religious perspective, you want to compare something like that, right? You want to compare that, you know, I have afterlife to look after and you don't. I think that is irrelevant if, you know, the belief is false, right? Meaning that if what you believe in is falsehood, and whatever that the stories that you have been told about afterlife, etc., be it, I don't know, reincarnation or heaven or whatever, is false, then you look up to that, but it will never happen. So what's the point? So I'm not sure why that kind of discussion is being brought forth, because, you know, afterlife is part of the teaching of religion that is built upon, you already have proven that religion is come from God. Then you talk about that one because it's part of the teaching of the true teaching of God. But if you haven't established that, why even, I don't understand why you even bring that thing up and compare even more.
Because if you say I don't know, you're an idiot. What you don't know, if you believe or not. And I had this discussion with someone on Twitter actually. He said, well, that's not true, because I can ask you, am I wearing a red jumper? And you have no way of informing your guess. And that's true. But now ask me if you're wearing a red jumper that created the universe. Now I can have a little guess. No.
Your science won't help you. Well, it will, and it's helping him because he's texting up to a satellite and down to me, so it's sort of helping him. Your science won't help you when Satan, of course he believes in Satan, why wouldn't he?
Sure.
He believes God made the earth in 6 days. It's like you're going to go, do you believe in Satan? He's going to go, nah, that's a bit irrational. You know, your science won't help you when Satan is raping your British ass. He's got a point. Because if I, no, he has got a point. Because if I die and I find myself in hell being raped by Satan, science has pretty much let me down. So this is my favourite bit. Your science won't help you when Satan is raping your British ass. I'll be laughing. So this silly is there too.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to ask, why is that censored when the others are not? But then I just remember this is from Stephen Colbert's show, which that is the show that censored that one, not this video.
He's a fundamentalist creationist who's lived his life by the Old Testament. He dies, he finds himself in hell, he sees me being raped, he goes, huh, it cheers him up.
But you must be aware that a lot of people in America would potentially find that offensive.
What, because I'm saying I don't believe in God?
Yeah, because you're kind of mocking them, you know.
No, I'm not. I'm not mocking.
How is that mocking? I'm at least because I'm following the conversation, because saying he do not believe in God, how does that mock anyone? Saying people believe in God is stupid, etc., may be in the category of mocking.
Okay, people's beliefs aren't my concern at all. I certainly don't differentiate between religions either. I look at all religions the same. Unlike religious people, I look at all religions equally. 37,000 different species of spider. I mean, millions and billions of individuals in each species. And that's just one class, arachnid, of one phylum, Arthropoda. There could be 5 million species of animal alive now on the Earth. Best guess, okay? And that's 1% of all animal species that have ever existed. 99% of all animal species that ever existed are now extinct. And that remaining 1% is 5 million strong. Take one of those species, termites. If we were to weigh every termite alive now, it would be 10 times the tonnage of every human being on Earth. And it's statistics like that that make me think that this book isn't totally accurate.
And it was the first time I'd heard the word atheist on kind of public radio.
Well, I mean, yeah, there shouldn't even be the word, should there? If people didn't invent gods, I wouldn't have to deny them. And it's just... If they go on saying there is a God and bad people go to hell, I'm going to help God send them to hell by stoning them to death. Whoa, he doesn't need your help. He's all powerful. Chill out.
Yeah, of course, certain things that certain people think or view is, and based on the comment, is like a straw man argument, right? Meaning that, for example, there's a ruling that this have to be done, and then you put to that a certain connotation that, oh, so that is to help God, for example, and then you argue that why would God need your help? But that argument is based upon, you know, straw man argument, because for example, if the ruling do not say that God need that, it's like just like a command, for example, right? So anyway, I'm not going too deep into that, you know, that example. I'm just saying that certain things may seem to be logical, but if you scrutinize what is being said, it is upon straw man argument, which is a fallacy. Anyway, so what do you think? I'm interested to know, because in videos with Ricky Gervais, I think from the past comments, some atheists reach my video and comments. Many of my videos are watched by Christians, so I'm wondering if Christians watching this one, what do you think about this video? And if they are Muslim as well, what do you think? Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.